All right, Shalom. Before I begin this lesson, I want to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai by Hashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, great millstone, and peace and blessings to the oath elect. I'm the brother lawyer, come back with another quick lesson. And this lesson will be entitled Life in the U.S. is No More. And I might change the name of the lesson. That's just how the spirit go. As of right now, I really don't have a lesson name, So right here, I'm going to presume or insist that this is an Edomite, right? And this video was posted 4 days ago. It says, I have found that there is no more point to life in the U.S. And we know that, hold on, Sloppy. Drinking my coffee. We know that the U.S. is Babylon the Great. This is the place that, the Israelites served at. These other nations played a role in being over you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and Hispanics, Israelite foreigners, which are the Israelites. That list of people that I just named are the Israelites based off of Genesis 49, Deuteronomy 28. All tribes served slavery. All tribes were on slave ships. That's what they won't tell you. All right. And we were the only people that fit that. Yes, other people served slavery, but not to the extent that the nation of Israel had served slavery. And matter of fact, let me get that real quick. This is Daniel 9:12. And he had confirmed his words, which he spake against us and against our judges that judge us, by bringing upon us a great evil, for under the whole heaven have been done. Salakia, for under the whole heaven have not been done as have been done upon Jerusalem. So no other nation has suffered like unto the nation of Israel. And I mean, it's real bad when why does it keep doing that? Salakia. Goodness. All right, yeah, Satan trying to throw me off, man. So no other nation has suffered like the Israelites, and especially here at Babylon the Great, because this guy's an Edomite. Basically, what he's going into, what he's saying, because I'm gonna play some of this video. But basically, what he's saying is, things ain't the same no more, and we know that, like I said in Genesis, Esau's blessing, because that's who the so-called white race goes right back to. They're not white, they're red. He has a white cup in his hand. He has a white cup in his hand. Look at the top. And then look at his skin tone. He's red. And hey, if he's an Israelite, then that's different. He basically he'll be going through what Jake is going through. But these Edomites have lived deliciously. They have lived deliciously. They haven't suffered like the nation of Israel and how other nations went through stuff. So, matter of fact, let me pull up this Copyright Act. So this is the Copyright Act of 1976. The video that I'm going to play is for fair use purpose only, for educational purposes, and I'm not making any money off of this video. All right, so let's play some of this video. What the fuck? So yeah, we're going to play some of this video right here, and I'm going to start back. Now, I'm not going to play the full 17 minutes. I'm going to skip around a little bit, or I might let them talk for 5 minutes and then go directly into scripture, all right?
And I don't mean that in any kind of depressing way. I don't mean it for me.
Let me start over real quick. Damn, is it going to let me go out of it? Let me try to turn it. All right.
Everything seems different these days, and I always have a hard time really putting my finger on it. And I try to bloviate and kind of tear apart society sometimes and try to understand why the world seems as it seems today, because there doesn't seem to be much of a purpose to life anymore. And I don't mean that in any kind of depressing way. I don't mean it for me, but I mean for people in general.
And the real purpose was that, basically prophecies had to play out. The Israelites had to go into Babylon the Great and be delivered, and then Esau Edom was to fall. We're in the period of Esau Edom falling. The Israelites have woken up, and so that's why you feel like it's no purpose to life no more. But really the real purpose of you other nations is to serve the nation of Israel.
Like, I remember my childhood. I remember a different time, and I feel like there used to be a kind of a measure of purpose that people had in their lives, whether on an individual level or as a culture. I feel like there was a direction in which we were moving to a degree, an idea of who we were, of who we are, an idea of the story that brought us to this moment in time. And I know that goes beyond just being an American. I know that's something that goes into every culture. I remember being at some old church in northern England, right by the Scottish border, not too far from Hadrian's Wall. And inside the ruins of that church were these kind of old coffins. And on those coffins it said, "Here lies so-and-so. They served their generation well." And that's something that always stuck with me. An idea of purpose, of cause, of reason for living. And I feel like that's something that I guess had to exist at a certain time, a more poetic, a more romantic time. But I feel like we've lost that time. It doesn't exist. The idea of what it even means to live in a time of purpose just seems strange and incomprehensible to the modern mind, because I think that's what modernity is. Modernity is a mindset of being in a time with no past, a time strictly in the present.
And so I'm going to go up a little bit because he says something around close to like the 5-minute mark. Let's start right here. Hopefully ain't no damn ad going to pop up.
Life is a beautiful thing. It's an amazing thing. From the beginning to the end, it's filled with triumphs and hardships and victories and love and hate and violence and dread and beauty and creation. And there's just an endless mosaic of emotional expression that happens organically throughout your life. But somehow, we've lost that. Somehow, that's no longer a fixture of the human experience. We seek it out through media because it doesn't happen organically in our lives anymore. That poetic age of human adventure is gone. It's been systematically erased as humanity, and our experience has been collapsed and its parameters have been pulled in, because the fact is that we all need to live a life within these slim, acceptable margins that society has put on us. And this society isn't a society which requires people to have purpose in their lives more than just working and producing.
I mean, well, what they don't understand is that Babylon the Great is a very oppressing country. Now, the thing is, they live deliciously. And so before we start going in, let me get this Job 9:24, because this earth has been given unto the Edomites. We know that the small hats over there in the land of Israel, they run America. And I mean, it's multiple scriptures you can get. Babylon being the hammer of the whole earth, America, and with you being the hammer of the whole earth, now you being hammered. Now your society is collapsing and falling, because really, like that Job 14, you have a certain time limit to rule. America, right? America, right now Esau's in his heaven. This is so-called white men, other nations' heaven. This is their time of rulership. So now that we're at the end of their rulership, they're feeling the grunt of things. They're feeling their government go against them. Their house is divided. Their nation is divided. You got Russia's hating Americans hating Russians. So their house, their family is divided. Just like how the northern and the southern kingdom were divided. And what happened? The northern kingdom went into captivity, and then we went into captivity. All right. So Job 9:24. It says, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? So Esau Edom, he's the wicked. Malachi 1. He's the border of wickedness. So yeah, you're feeling the oppression. You're feeling like life ain't what is meant to be in Babylon the Great, and it is. As we speak of right now, this is how it's supposed to be, because this is how Yahweh Bashim Yahushua wanted to be at the end of your rulership, just like Rome. Rome had a glorious moment, right? Persecuting the Israelites, crucifying the Israelites. Yes, Israelites were crucified also. And then when it came time to their empire fall, you had bread and circus, distractions, so that you won't see the infrastructure of Rome collapse. So now you're seeing the infrastructure of America collapse. You're seeing it. And so now life ain't what it is. Everything is high, expensive. That's how the Lord wanted it to be. And ultimately, Esau Edom wants you to take that MOTB, the charagma, when he collapsed his society, his kingdom, to bring in that new world order. So Job 14, so you're at the end of your rulership. You're at the end of your heaven. Job 14 and 5, seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee, right? Thou has appointed his bounds that he cannot pass. So Esau Edom, you had a certain time limit of ruling, but you can't go past that time period, that deadline, right? And so, hey, it's over for you. Let me see if I can get another version. Job 4, you have decided the length of our lives. You know how many months we will live. We are not given. I don't like how it's worded, so I'm not going to read that version. And the matter of fact, let me see something. Let me go right back. I'm going to read it. Job 14 and 5. You have decided the length of our lives, going into Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. It says, you know how many months we will live. We are not given a minute longer. So Esau Edom, you're not given a minute longer to thrive, to prosper. And then like I said, I don't really like that version. But let's go to Ecclesiastes 3. Because it's a time for everything. And it's a time for them to be plucked up. It's a time for their kingdom to go down. So Ecclesiastes 3 and 1, to everything there's a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven. A time to be born, a time to die. A time to plant and a time to pluck up that which is planted. And the Lord is plucking up that which is planted. We come into the time of the harvest. The Lord's going to come right back. It's a time for America to go down. It says a time to kill and a time to heal, a time to break down and a time to build up. And it's a time to break down. And first, we breaking down the strongholds, these different philosophies, different religions, right? And really, that's the beginning of the infrastructure of this place going down, telling you who the small hats are, who the Israelites are, who the Israelites ain't. Going into the prophecies, breaking down the prophecies the right way. Right. So we're spiritually breaking down this place. Now the Lord's physically going to break down this place by when the dollar collapse and World War III happens and these missiles are shot off and this place will be destroyed. And we're going to be built up. Like I says in Amos, the Lord's going to rebuild or restore the tabernacle of David, which is fallen. So we have next. And let me get off of that. Let me get this Daniel 8, because Esau Edom's policy, the higher ups, their policy is how they're prospering. The super rich, the international bankers that run the banking system, right? Daniel 8:25, and through his policy, also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand. And you see these different policies that they're pushing. These different bills that Trump is signing. What they call them? Just at the tip of my tongue. damn, what they call them. I can't think of it right now, but those different bills that he's passing, right? He's gonna get rid of the dollar soon. No more cash by this summer. Everything digital. It says, and through his policy also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand, and he shall magnify himself in his heart, in his mind, and by peace shall destroy many. And when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh. And that's on its way. He also shall stand up against the prince of princes, but he shall be broken without hand. So like how he's going into the harvest, when Yahweh Shah comes back with the angels to gather up his elect, at the same time, he's going to be destroying the wicked 2/3 and destroying Esau, Edom, and these other nations. So he gonna be broken down when Yahweh Shah returns back because of everything that he has done to the nation of Israel and to the other nations. The nation of Israel comes first. I'm gonna get this Micah. Woe unto him, Micah 2:1. Woe unto him that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. They wake up practicing iniquity, evil. Hell, even the average Edomite does that. The Most High is not in all his thoughts. That's what the scripture says. So he wakes up being malicious, evil. And especially the higher ups that run the society, the globalists, they wake up thinking about this and practicing it. When the morning is like, they practice it because it is in the power of their hands. Now, we just read that the earth was given unto them, right? So now they're able to dictate your laws, control your money, control you. That's what they want to do with that MOTB. They want to control you, make you a slave unto them. But you're supposed to be a servant unto the Lord. You Israelites, so-called Black Latinos, Native Americans, and Hispanics. So yeah, society is getting worse because he's causing craft to prosper. Him hurting you financially is a benefit to him because you're going to bend to him. You're going to come to him for your want and need. Hell, you're already doing it when you go to these fucking supermarkets, what do you call them? Pharmacies, which they performing witchcraft on you when you go to the pharmacy and get these different drugs. They took away you being able to plant your own food. You making your own medicines from the earth and everything. You having a horse. Now you got a car. You got to have a license. You got to have a drive-out tag or a tag. You know what I'm saying? All that. It says, and they covet fields and take them by violence and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man in his house, even a man in his heritage. And I started with the nation of Israel. They oppressed you. They took away our heritage. They covered our fields, right, during the time of slavery. They didn't give us 40 acres and a mule, which is a form of wealth. They did all that. Now today, the same shit is happening. You getting paid little, but the what they call it, the inflation's high. Everything, well, yeah, that's what inflation is. The fuck, but that's it doesn't match up. So you having to struggle, look for another job, look for another source of income. Then they say crime is high. Well, I wonder why, nigga, because you got a system in place to where stuff like that will happen. So really, Esau Edom, he ain't taking no loss, whether crime happen or it don't happen. Because at the same time, you have a system. A system is revolving. It's revolving, doesn't stop. That's why this place got to be destroyed. Whether it's a new system or old system that's coming in, it is made to circulate and serve him. The money's going to continuously come in, whether crime happens or it doesn't. He's going to find some way to have craft to prosper, to where he's going to benefit, but his own people ain't, and especially not the Israelites. And so it says, so they oppress a man in his house, even a man in his heritage. Now today, Esau Edom is really oppressing his own people. He oppressing the household of his own to benefit himself. And so that's why you have these different Edomites complaining. Now they feeling it. See, back then it was just Israelites feeling it. So-called blacks, Latinos, Native Americans, and Hispanics. Now Esau, the elite. It's like, man, look, no, everybody got to bow. If they're not within my circle of the elite Edomites, y'all lower level peasant Edomites, no, everybody gonna serve. You know, and that's the mindset of the wicked. And also too, this is what's happening because we know that the Israelites are under the curses of being poor, not having much. You're gonna be working, feel like it's not what's that Haggai bag full of holes. And also too, never mind. Deuteronomy 30:7, and the Lord thy power will put all these curses upon thy enemies and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee. And who persecuted us? Starting off the so-called white man, the Hamites, which are the Africans, the Arabs, which are the Ishmaelites, and on down. So all these curses are falling upon our enemies. That's why he's feeling that grunt now. I have found that there is no point to life in the U.S. anymore. That's why he's feeling like that. Because ultimately, now these curses are coming upon you. The Israelites woken up. They're turning back to Yahweh Shemel Shai, starting with the elect. And that's the beginning of your kingdom. I mean, that's the beginning of Slack. That's the beginning of your downfall and the beginning of the Israelites' kingdom. Especially when Yahweh Shai return, it's over with. You being in these high positions, being over Israelites, taking their inventions, getting money from it. It's over with. Let me get this. Ecclesiastes 12, and I'm going to get the main point in verse 3. It says, in the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong man shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because they are few. What? There are few jobs. The grinders are the workers. There are few jobs. People being laid off. Federal workers being laid off. It says because there are few, and those that look out of the windows be darkened because they don't see no future. Like how he's saying, you look out the window, you don't see a future. It doesn't look beautiful anymore. You don't have a purpose to your life. The Israelites, we have a purpose. We understand that we were put here to serve captivity, bear the indignation of the Lord because we sinned against him. Turn back. Look at this place be destroyed. Watch our enemies fall before us. And Lord will we be saved and be delivered and enter into the kingdom and be the first fruits and be crowned the 144,000, the 1/3, 2/3. They're not looking for that. So yeah, they don't have a future. But the elect do. It says the doors will be shut. Industries, businesses closing, no more work. When the sound of the grinder is low, and he shall rise up at the voice of the birds. Back in the day, you used to have a rooster. You had a rooster, that was your alarm clock, so to speak. And you'll get up and get ready for work. Or your alarm clock going off. That ain't happening no more. A lot of people are not working anymore. It says, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low. And music, it is at an all-time low. The music ain't good no more. All right. And it's plenty more I could get. Now, Esau Edom, he didn't used to be in trouble as other people because the Lord had their heads upon him. Why? Because this was his blessing, So Psalm 73. Let me see. Psalm 73:3. It says, for I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked. The wicked is Esau Edom. They were prospering for a very long time in our eyes. But to the eyes of the Lord, it ain't been that long. So they've been prospering. It says, for there are no bands in their death, but their strength is firm. They are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men. And so different, situations, you see a family in, different diseases, you'd be like, damn, wow. Like, for instance, that's why people look up to the so-called white men, because all this time it's like, well, damn, ain't nothing happening to him. But when we do it, we getting judged for it, yeah, because they wasn't given the laws. And if you see a so-called white person or somebody of another nation going through it, they could be Israelites, because not everybody is a heathen. You have millions, billions of Israelites that are scattered in all nations. Said the Israel is like the sand of the sea, but these actual Edomites, they're not suffering. Some of them are suffering now, but these people, they got money from getting over on Jake. It says, verse 6, therefore pride compasseth them about as a chain, violence covereth them as a garment. That's all they know is violence. That's all they know. Because what? That was their sword. I mean, that was their blessing, which was the sword. And they're prideful. And we know that America, how they say it? I know it's so-called the land of the free, but something about the proud dealing with America. I forgot what they used to say, but basically, America is a very prideful nation, and this nation is on the brink of collapse. They thought that they would never fall. That's where the pride comes from. Also, verse 7. Their eyes stand out with fatness. They have more than their heart could wish for. And they have more than hell anybody could wish for, but they're still not satisfied. And that's how the international bankers are. They're not satisfied. They want more. They have the whole world, but they honestly, they want you. They want to control the people. They want you to look to them as God. That's what the MOTB is about. It says a badge of servitude when you go into the blue letter. The charagma, a badge of servitude. And you're branded, with their tag. Hey, you're their property. It says, verse 8, they are corrupt and speak wickedly concerning oppression. They speak lawfully. So yeah, and they speak wickedly concerning the oppression of the Israelites. That was old. My forefathers did that. Well, you got to pay the tithe for your forefathers. I believe that's Isaiah 14. Prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their fathers. We're not going to do it. The Lord's going to do it. So you got to pay, because ultimately what you don't understand, you are your forefather. Coming back. You coming back into that wealth. I was born into money. Why? Because you go down in history and find out that you had 4 slave owning parents, grandparents. You got to pay their tithe for what they've done. Nothing in life is free. So now a lot of y'all feeling it. Y'all about to go down. And so with that, I'm going to end this lesson. And Lord willing, this edifying lesson. And before I close, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Kakudash, Shalom.